Hey guys, this is Danish. I'm back with our free community webinar sessions for digital nomads, and today we have a very important session for all the global nomads. And I'm also really excited to have Nav from the UK with us. Before I introduce him, I quickly would like to share community resources with you guys so you can actually, get benefit from them. So I'm gonna quickly share my screen. So first resource I want to share is the visadb.io. Check it out. It has all the visas listed. It's free of cost. It can tell you where you can go for any kind of activity and what are the requirements, what are the visa options you have. It also has a database of verified, certified experts from all over the world, and that's where can find Nav and his team. He's from 1Office in the UK. You can check it out, his service. You can chat with their team from 1Office team, and you can ask them how they can help you form your company and all other help you need. Second shout I want to give out to our community supporters. The Safety Wing, good, incredible products, insurance products. A lot of digital nomads use them. Check them out. And also I want to introduce Mercury, which is like an ideal bank. It's for the US, but they are a supporter as well for all the community webinars. So I'm going to give a shout out to them. It's a free account, no fee, 0%, zero fee for wire transfer anywhere in the world. So check them out. So this was just introduction to some resources and supporters. I am back here now. And Nav, first, I really like to thank you on the behalf of 150,000 digital nomads who all are not here, but they will be watching this session later. So thank you very much. How are you doing today?
Hi there. Thanks a lot for having me. Yeah, I'm doing great. Yes.
Yes, interesting time. So Nav, I will just give you that you are a chartered accountant. You've been working with 1Office for the last 2 years, but generally you are in the industry for 5 years, helping with tax matters or general company formation for the UK.
Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, I've been in the industry a long time.
Sure, that's incredible. So Nev, my first question would be, we have a lot of questions. The audience is digital nomads. They are remote workers. They may not necessarily be UK citizen or resident, but they still are interested. So I want to ask you to start our conversation, why the UK is kind of famous for company formation or registering their businesses from around the world.
Yeah, I would say sort of apart from the sort of tax side, where the UK has probably been one of the lowest out of all the G7 countries like US, France, Germany, etc. So the main reasons for setting up a company, the most common structure is a LTD, limited company. So it's a very low starting cost compared to other countries. You don't have to deposit your share capital into the company, and you can start as little as £1. Some other countries in Europe, they require more starting capital, so like £1,000 or something, and you have to physically deposit this money. Also, other kind of it's probably one of the largest industries, one of the largest markets out there. So if your customers want to tap into sort of clients, etc., or even just they're selling goods online. So it's one of the largest markets. Also, I would say the legal framework is very robust in the UK. Sort of if there's any disputes, etc., there's a lot of case law where it's been built up over the years. So.
Yeah. Wow. So to sum up, I love the £1 thing, and I know what you're talking about. I registered in Poland and I had to submit minimum 500 euros. So £1, good legal structure and framework, good banking options, and also UK's kind of have a good reputation around the world, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So some countries you kind of physically have to come into the registrar, to set up the company. In the UK, you could just do this remotely.
Oh,
and
now you're talking.
and the fees are very little.
Yes. Wow, this is incredible. I think everybody who's listening it, they literally got their attention by just saying the word remote, because this is what the biggest need of digital nomads are, to how to do everything remotely. That's what we are looking for, because we are from some country A, we live in country B, our residence in country C. That's how we are. Right now, I'm a Canadian citizen living in Rio. So to ask you, if I want to register a company today, living in Rio de Janeiro, and I'm a Canadian citizen, can I register a business today in the UK?
I said you can. It'd be set up within between 24 hours to 72 hours. So it's
Oh,
a really quick process.
wow. This is incredible. So if I dive in, let's say I decide to do that, what are the requirements to register a business remotely?
So the main requirement is you're going to have a company registered office address in the UK. So you could we offer as a company registered service addresses. We forward on the post, etc. The other one, you have to have a shareholder, a director of the company, and so that's the main sort of requirement.
Is that could be one person, the director and the shareholder?
Yeah, so one person director is fine, shareholder, etc. Owning the company, that's fine.
Wow. Seems like there's not like as such like I need to give fingerprints or any document submission or something like that.
Yeah, I would say the UK has probably got the least amount of red tape, and compared to other countries, etc.
Wow. So just to ask you one more, like are there any restrictions around certain citizens, or is open to anyone in the world?
So I think it's a bit stricter. I think it's a company sort of a. If you try to, it's a money laundering. So there's certain countries which are on the list, and so that be sort of a company policy, and you probably have to go through a lot more sort of steps, hurdles to get this open.
Okay, sure. And I assume there will be very minimum country on the money laundering list. I think there's a list or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I could provide you the details if you want after a link or
Okay,
something. But
sure.
yeah, I think like majority of the
Yeah.
countries are fine.
Okay, so 98% countries will be fine. That's incredible. We don't need documents. £1 is required today, and it can be done with your help remotely. Now, after the company is set up, what do you need to open a bank account? Would you, after we use your help, you register a company, would you provide us something so that we can use that to open a business bank account?
Yeah, so the next step would be, you've got to set up your bank account to start trading, etc. So in the UK, the high street lenders, the banks are a bit more restrictive, sort of for a non-domiciled person. So they'll probably have to, there might be large deposit requirements, 10,000, 20,000. And also sometimes you might have to be physically present in the UK. So there's a lot of alternatives out there in the market. So there's all these digital e-commerce companies. So one of the largest partners we use is Wise, and that's been very useful for sort of multi-currency. So you can set up two different accounts. If you get paid in sort of pounds and you want to transfer into your local currency wherever you're sitting.
Wow, this is incredible. So, with your setup and Wise, I think a new UK company could be open within 1 to 2 days with a business bank account, and we can start trading.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. So provided you pass the banks, KYC, money laundering, regulation, etc.,
Wow,
you should be able to set up straight away.
that's
And yeah, just a little kind of snippet. I think 1Office is going to be launching a kind of a bank account soon in the future,
oh
next few months,
wow, this
just
is
to assist our clients. Yeah.
yeah, this is exciting. So we will be getting into the question straight away, but I would like to ask you some questions around taxes, because this is the biggest,
Yeah.
chat for this session is. So, what are the taxes business taxes I have to pay if I make any income?
Yeah, so the main ones to be aware of is corporation tax. So that's on your income. And so at the moment in the UK for this year, 22, the corporation tax rate is 19%. But in next year, 23, this is going to be increasing to 25%, probably due to, the overcharge, from Brexit, the subsidizing. So it's got to be clawed back.
Okay, so one question I would ask you that 19% and then 25% you were saying would be charging. It's just until a certain threshold, right? Like threshold, like
Yeah, so if you're a small business earning less than 50,000, you'll still be charged on the small rate, 19%. But if you go above this, the 25% will apply. Yeah.
my question would be if this tax is only applicable on the income generated within the UK or it's on all income.
This is on all income. Yeah, all worldwide income.
Sure. Okay. And so the I will ask you the one question around that. That is there a way, because I know we structure a business, but there are different entity types. Is there any pass-through entity where you don't pay taxes? For example, I am a Canadian registered a business in UK, and I have a client in China who's paying me. So do I have to pay taxes on this income?
So this is you as receiving it directly in Canada?
Yeah, I would not be like, I'm like, it will be paid in the UK business, but at the end, I will of course take it out.
Yeah, I'm afraid if it goes into the UK business, if it's a sale from the UK business to the Chinese customer, so that sort of be liable to corporation tax. So, after you deducted all your sort of expenses, etc., and you'd be liable on the profits. Yeah.
Sounds good. So let me ask you, so this is on the UK LTD structure, or is on all the structure, or there is different structure like LLP and LTD?
Yeah, so I think you just touched on that. That's another powerful LLP. So that's used quite a lot by overseas clients as well, digital nomads, etc. So the benefit of this is sort of you're treated as a limited company and also as a private individual. And so you can set up agreements, how to split the profits, etc. So you'll be kind of considered a partner of the business, but you're also maintaining the benefits of the limited company, where you got the sort of limited liability if the business fails, etc. It won't be personal. You won't be held personally liable.
So
So yeah,
what
sorry.
are the tax benefits for this LLP structure and why digital nomads prefer that?
So the main benefit is, so with the corporation tax, you normally taxed, if you have a permanent establishment in the UK. So you need to either sort of have an office, you've got to have a branch, or a factory, or some kind of a, base in the UK. But if you're just sort of working sort of virtually, sort of what happens is with double tax treaties, etc., you be sort of the place where the business is managed, centrally managed, that be considered, the tax residency at the time. So with this option, it's like sort of if you're in a low tax country, sort of traveling around, you extract the profits personally as a, and then sort of you will just pay the local rates, So if you're in like sitting in Dubai, sort of where it's zero personal tax, it's a lot of benefits, etc.
Sure. So just to understand it correctly, will I be paying taxes. Let me use my example again. So, as a Canadian citizen, I registered a UK business, but the type LLP this time. And I have my client in China or Japan paying me to this UK business.
Yeah.
Do I have to pay taxes now under this structure? Corporate taxes.
Unfortunately, there'll be no taxes, because you won't be in the UK corporation tax threshold, sort of under the remit, and sort of when you send the money back to yourself, you'll only have to pay the sort of Canadian tax. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's no UK. Yeah.
okay. Sounds good. Yeah, this is the clarification we wanted to get, because last time people are saying there's no way that the zero corporate tax rate could be achieved, and we also were confused. So now, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, so it's all about permanent establishment. So, if you don't have if you don't have a base in the country, then sort of you're taxed sort of where the business, the main factor is where the business is managed by the sort of directors, etc. Okay.
Sure. Sounds good. So now it becomes a pass-through entity. It's still a UK business. Guys, whoever is listening to me, last time I was telling you that UK business doesn't mean LTD only. UK business also is LLP. And through this structure, you can get zero corporate tax rate because you do not have any office or permanent establishment in the UK. This is requirement. Like, it's not like zero tax for everyone. You should not have any establishment or any physical business activity. And if you're virtual, then you can register LLP. That makes your no liability of corporation tax in the UK, which makes sense. It becomes a pass-through entity. So any income you receive, you will pay taxes based on your resident tax, your personal income, right?
Yeah, so you extract the money personally, and sort of you'll pay the tax, wherever sort of you're a tax resident of at the time.
Yeah.
So
sounds good. So I will ask you a little bit around that more. But UK, we do not. If I am a tax resident in Dubai or Paraguay, which does not charge income on foreign earnings, but UK would not have any problem. UK do not have any you have to be, your director have to be a tax resident of this country or that country.
no, so you don't need to be a resident of the UK to set up a company here. So it's quite flexible.
Sounds good. I will ask you one question, interesting question our friends ask. So guys, please feel free to ask questions now. We are here, we are live, and we have a chartered accountant from the UK who's doing this professionally. So ask questions. This is an expert live available. So I will start asking questions from the bottom. Mubarak asked, so with LLP, you definitely need a partner, right? It could be a single person or not?
It can be set up as a single entity. Sort of, you could have a sort of a company based in another, like in Canada, sort of if you have a LLC or something.
Yeah.
And then you can have a sort of a natural person and sort of a
sure.
Okay. So also a corporate partner as well. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So we have actually a lot of questions. I didn't check them out. So I already have a UK company, but most of my income comes from abroad. I hear that there are ways to cut my corporation tax bill, but I don't know how this works. Can you say something about this? So I already have a UK company. So Joel, I don't know, are you also in UK, or is your company have a permanent establishment? I don't know if you could hear me. Is that these are the right follow-up questions, right, Nav?
Yeah, that's right. So we need to see what's established. Yeah.
Yes. So Joel, please, if you're listening to me, write down where you are, where is your residency, and if you have any physical office or something in there. Lauren asked, what's the difference between having a resident and non-resident company in the UK?
So I don't think there's a such structure, but sort of the difference is you become under the tax laws of the United Kingdom, sort of if you're resident here, sort of if you have the establishment, like I said previously, So you'll have to pay the corporation tax, any other sort of taxes you might be liable to, sort of
Yes.
VAT on sales. So yeah, if you're selling from abroad, sales, the sales tax. So if you're like a Canadian company just selling straight into UK online or something, or from Europe, the threshold for sales tax VAT is set at 0.
Okay.
It's a nil rate, so you'll
Wow.
have to pay corporation tax straight away, sort of.
This is
So
interesting.
yeah, so it depends what you're selling. So if you're kind of selling on Amazon platforms or other sort of marketplaces, and you're only selling direct to consumers, there's been a lot of change since Brexit, where the tax rules have been that sort of these companies are now responsible for collecting the VAT. So Amazon will be collecting the VAT and passing it over to the British government.
Sure.
So you as the business person don't need to worry about that. Okay.
Sounds good. So that's pretty. I think, yeah, as you said, these are not legal structures, but as the term says, resident,
Yeah.
non-resident, and so most of
Yeah.
us, Lorena, of course, most of us will be non-resident. So that could save us sales tax. But if we structure LLP, that will also save us corporation tax. All
Yeah,
right.
that's right. So,
Yeah. So can you ask, if you're based in the United States, can you still register a UK business address and bank account and have your customer pay to that account?
sorry, if you could just repeat the question.
Yeah, if you are based in the United States, can you still register a business and get a UK business address, bank account, and customer pay to that account? I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You can set up as a non-resident director in the UK, so
Yeah.
you could set up quite easily a business company.
Yes, perfect.
Uh,
And Kini, it's all remote within 24 hours. Mubarak asked, Francisco asked, what about tax on royalties and dividends paid by the UK business or company?
So that's probably a bit more complicated. So I'll probably need to check. Sometimes it depends. If it's been paid, there's normally like no withholding tax. But if it's coming from like other places, sometimes they might be withholding the tax. So it will depend on a case-by-case sort of situation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. Rana asked, would I be qualified to get a business credit card in the UK if I have a non-resident company there? Great question, Rana. Love you.
So a business credit card, I'll have to check, but I think it should be possible, but I'll have to check about the actual credit cards. Yeah.
Because normally, like, you credit is kind of attached with person in the US, for example, and
Right.
in Canada as well. But US new startup came out called Brex. They are giving credit card based on business, wherever whoever you are, it doesn't matter. So yeah,
Yeah, so I think in the UK you can have a corporate credit card, but again the restrictions, it might be a bit more tighter for sort of a non-dom who doesn't have a UK address. But yeah, I'll research into that. And
okay, sounds good. Can you please clarify if you have a UK business LLP structure and how we are not paying taxes?
Yeah, so if you have a LLP structure, so because your corporation tax sort of that be outside the scope of UK tax because you're not based in the United Kingdom. So there'd be 0 corporation tax, and then when you extract the profits, normally get a share of the profits, so you normally take it as a sort of natural person, sort of an individual, and you'll pay the tax at your country. Sort of, you need to sort of do a declaration there. Okay.
So I want to add, Carl, this is not something out of ordinary. There are US LLC doing it, Canada LLP doing this. This is called pass-through entities. If you look in a bigger picture, it is actually not that good, right? Because personal taxes are higher normally, right? So you are paying taxes as a natural person, so it would be tax could be higher, but these are pass-through entities, and if you optimize it correctly, and if you have a residency in a low income tax country, This is an ideal structure. So let me tell you, NAV just confirmed it do not fall into UK tax jurisdiction or scope. So you do not have to pay corporation tax. I hope you don't have any more questions around it. And if you need to set up this, hire NAV. He would set this business up for you. All right. Mubaraka. So with LLP, even if I have clients in the UK, I still don't pay corporation tax, right? That's a good question.
So yeah, so it doesn't matter, where your income is. It's all based, again, where the establishment of the business is. Sort of unless you if you start to sort of hire people, then then there might be a possibility of you've got a fixed sort of establishment in the United Kingdom. But normally you were saying you're typically one-man band sort of people. So you should be able to you won't be in the UK tax system. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Nav. Delphine asks, like, basically my question is about the 0% tax on sales to non-UK clients, which I currently pay. My turnover is 95% non-UK and 5% UK income, yet we pay taxes on that non-UK turnover.
Okay, so where is Delphi based?
Delphine, where are you based? Can you please write us in the chat? And also, what structure do you have? Do you have LTD or LLP? And if you have partners, if you could put down these details, we can get Nav to answer this, and we will get back. Joel answered that he live in the he don't live in the UK, so I will go back to his question that I already have a UK company as a non-resident because he don't live there, but most of my income comes from abroad. I hear there are ways to cut my corporation tax bill, but I don't know how this works. So I think this is the same going to changing the structure from LLC to LLP, LTD to LLP.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so if you set up a LLP, that'd be a quite powerful system.
Wow.
And so you can extract, money. But obviously you're going to have to pay taxes in the country, where you're based. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can't kind of avoid taxes altogether, but if you structure correctly, you can minimize them.
Sure. So Joel, I hope that answered the question. You just need to change the structure. If you need help, of course, NAB is here to do just that. 1Office is there to offer all the services. We will share the links. Links are there to connect with them, to chat with them. And so I will go back. Philly asks, if you have a registered company in the UK using a virtual address and you are a resident in the UK, what do you have to do to change if you want to leave the UK and travel? And after 183 days, where would I pay taxes if I stayed traveling?
Okay, so if you stay traveling, so normally it's 183 days is the rule, sort of. You'll become a non-UK sort of resident.
Yeah.
So normally there's a form you can fill in. I think it's called the C79, which notifies HMRC that you're moving abroad.
Sure.
And so what happens is you can do a split year treatment. So whatever you earned in this sort of a half while you're living in the UK, you pay the UK taxes, and then afterwards sort of they'd be outside the scope, once you left.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Sounds interesting. And Feli, welcome. Love to see you on the roads, and good choice. If you keep traveling, then if you're not a tax resident anywhere, then of course NAV will tell you how you can treat that, because every country treats differently. So I hope 80% of the question NAV answered, but you need to find out what are you planning in terms of traveling, very long-term perpetual traveler, or are you going to be based in somewhere or become a tax resident somewhere? So these are two situations which you need to figure it out. 10, I'm a Romanian passport holder based in Romania or the US and want to start a custom print apparel business as the sole founder and employee. The apparel printing would be outsourced to print on demand service around the world. Why would I need a company to begin with versus receiving payments to my personal account?
Okay, so again, it goes back to sort of the main one is the limited liability protection. So, if there's ever a problem, sort of a customer, orders are incorrect or something, you're going to be held personally liable, for the debts if someone makes a complaint or something. Whereas the LTD, you're limited. So, so if the business kind of goes down or something, you can just walk away. Like the debts will not come to you personally. So I think that's the main sort of difference between setting up in the UK. It's called a sole trader, sort of as an individual trader, and a limited company.
Yeah. So I think I would add as a person because who did that. So liability can be, like somebody sue you. It can affect your personal assets or could held you liable personally, right? But if you have a LLC shield, you can be protected. And
Yeah,
also, businesses like to do business with other businesses rather individuals. So I think it would
yeah. I
be.
think there's the added protection. Sort of. You look probably bigger as well. When
Mhm.
you're out there on the
Yeah.
internet or something.
Yeah.
So
So, Nav, I know we have booked you for half an hour. Is it okay if we keep you for 10 to 15 more minutes because we have a lot of more questions?
yeah, sure, fire
Sure.
away.
So, Laura asked, if I'm a tax resident of another country, can I
Yeah.
build this UK company as a contractor for my services, like employing herself in the UK company, but she's a resident, tax resident elsewhere?
Yeah, that's always possible. So, I've come. We have a few cases. We've got some clients. They have a business sort of in their own country, and
Mhm.
they want to expand. So, sort of, they set up the UK operations, and mainly, they extract the money via sort of management fees, etc. Providing, advertising, etc. Management services, director services in
Yeah.
the country they're based. So it's not a problem. You can set up a UK company.
Sure. So, Laura, good news. Check it out. Another question: like, is private Wise account good for a small one-person company in the UK? I think, yeah, absolutely, right?
Yeah, so a lot of our clients use Wise. Sort of, they've had problems, since COVID. The UK weren't accepting any sort of business accounts from the high street, so no one could open an account for 2 years. I think they've just opened it up now, but the flexibility is, you can just set it up remotely, um, provided you pass all the KYC checks, etc., um, and you'll be ready to go. And the foreign currency exchange and rates, etc., are so much better on Wise or any other sort of. There's other ones out there as well. So I think we've got one we set up recently. I think that's with Air Wallet, I think. So yeah, so look out for that. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, no, to be honest, we love Wise and I have Wise accounts. I use them for 5 years now and it's incredible. Good first option straight away. Um,
Yeah.
Rebecca asked, like, does having a company in the UK give us any residency allowances or is the main advantage is just the tax benefit? I don't know what you mean about residency allowances. Do you mean a visa or something or never?
Yeah. So we do get a lot of questions about, if I set up a UK company, will I be able to stay in the UK? Sort of. Unfortunately, that's not possible. I think there's a quite strict sort of investment criterias. So I think it'd probably be an investment visa you probably have to go through. And yeah, I think I'm not sure about the exact limit, but it's probably like 650,000 you probably have to invest into the country, sort of provide jobs or something. Yeah. So you probably have to, yeah.
Yeah. So, Rebecca, if you are looking to move to UK, check out Visadb. We have all the visas listed there and see which one is ideal for you. I have studied in the UK on a student visa. It is an ideal if you want to learn English. That's a good way to live in the UK, enjoy the UK while studying. So check them out. All the visas we listed on visadb.io. Desiree asked, like, I have a one-person translation company, like a freelance. She's a freelancer,
Yep.
an EU citizen, one person in my country. What is the advantage of a one-person company in the UK compared to Estonia. So to just what she's trying to say, she's a one-person company right now in her country, but
Yeah,
if she wants to cancel that and open that company either in the UK or in Estonia, do you know any
right.
benefit you get, more benefit you get compared to Estonia if you register in the UK?
So in the UK, I think it depends on the market you're trying to attract, really. So I would say that's probably your biggest differentiator. Sort of when tax-wise, I do know a little bit because my headquarters are based in Estonia, so the tax rates are very low. So the profits you keep in the company, you don't pay corporation tax. It's only when you extract the money in Estonia via mainly dividends, sort of you pay the tax on. Um, but I would say, probably your biggest factor would be, like have a look at the markets you're trying to attract, sort of these translation services. Are you trying to teach English or so? um, yeah, I would have a look at those sort of factors really. Um,
Sure. Wow. Okay. So she further added that for her it's important to stay in Europe. So I think that makes UK out of the question, right? Is that
yeah, I'm afraid since Brexit, yeah, we came out of Brexit, yeah, and we left the EU, so there's
wow?
no benefits there.
Yeah. This is incredible to know. So, Nav, I will show my gratitude. 150,000 digital nomads are not here, but they all are burned down to say thank you, to show their gratitude that you came here and you clarified some of the questions. So there was around the corporation tax because we all are digital nomads, and we our goal is to have a business setup which is less compliant, less requirement, cheaper to manage, most importantly remotely managed, so we don't have to travel back and forth. And you presented a very strong case for the UK business generally, and also further types or structures, LLP and LTD. LLP, of course, give us incredible other advantages, while LTD has different advantages, of course. So, guys, everybody has to see their situation. Is the thing is not like less tax is always good. That's not true. Sometimes you might be getting more benefits, let's say, or access to certain things by paying a little bit of tax. So if you do the maths, then even paying taxes can be better. So everybody's situation is different. But if you are a general type of digital nomad, a freelancer, remote freelancer, then I think UK LLP could work out very well. Check it out. Other than US LLC, UK LLP could offer you a great option, which could be managed remotely 100% with the help of 1Office. And you guys offer, this would be our closing thing. What services do you offer other than helping people to register their businesses in the UK?
Yep. So we've got quite a few offices in Europe, sort of in Sweden, Finland, Estonia, our largest, and recently we just opened up Ireland as well. So the main services we provide are, number one, our biggest market is setting up a company, providing virtual office address, mail forwarding, etc. And also we have tax teams to help you be compliant, etc. And we provide also legal services. If you want to do contracts, you want to hire an employee, etc. If you want to do sort of share transfers between directors, if there's two of you or something, we can help you. So just drop us a line, and if we can help, we'll
Sure.
let you know.
Thank you very much, Nav. It was such a pleasure to have you today. I am so, so grateful for all the time, for all the effort you did. Mubarak asked one question. So, Mubarak, Paula will write you. There is a link. You can reach out to 1Office or to Nav and to his team. We are sharing the link in the chat. You can see in the chat box. If you go down, there's a link to the services. and you can reach them out, the team, to Nav, and get all kind of help you need. They're quite affordable, to be honest. They're not out there for enterprises. They are there for small businesses, entrepreneurs like us. So check them out, check their pricing, and do hire them. You already know Nav now. So, and we will be inviting Nav again for other sessions, and we will be doing other sessions for Ireland, for other countries as well. But thank you very much for tuning in today, guys. Next week, we will be hosting another webinar, for another company, or for digital nomad lifestyle. So please check your emails. We check the email, we send the emails for all the upcoming webinars. So join them. Nav, thank you very much again. Have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye, sir.